Hello, everyone. So let me just go ahead and share my screen. So today I want to go over website terminology. I do realize that a lot of people may not be familiar with a lot of the terms that web designers, web developers, copywriters, brand designers use when it comes to websites. So I did want to create a video for those who unashamedly are DIYing their website, or maybe you're looking for a redesign or some website maintenance, and you really want to use the correct terminology when asking for help. Like, you want to be very specific about certain things that you want updated, but you don't know what it's called. So this is the video for you to watch. So let's get started. This is a design concept that I came up with a few months ago, and you can learn more about Glory to Glory in another video that I will link in the cards towards the end of this particular video. But I just wanted to throw that out there. So again, we're using Glory to Glory as the example, and we can just get started. So right now, this particular section at the very top where it says 2 Corinthians 3:18, this is called the announcement bar. So the announcement bar is going to be right at the top of your website on Shopify specifically. So this is called, again, the announcement bar. Right below that is usually what they call, or people call, web developers and designers call, the main navigation. So Get the Glow, Skin Chronicles, About, Contact. You have the Glory to Glory logo. You have a search icon, the account icon, and then a shopping bag or cart sometimes. This is called the main navigation or header. Some folks will also call it header. Shopify calls it the header section. So when you're trying to customize this particular section in Shopify, you're going to look for the section that is called header, but it's also called the main navigation. And this is where you'll have links like shop, about, contact. Again, everything that you see here is typically what stores will have on their websites. So then we have the image. And before that, what I designed here is called a transparent navigation header. So typically you'll see a solid color in the place of this header navigation, but I made it transparent using code. So that is why it's transparent, and that is why you can see the image behind this header section. So that's just like a bonus for you all, that this particular header is called a transparent navigation header. So the image is what is called the hero image or the hero section. So the hero section is always going to be at the very top of your website. It is going to be above the fold. And so what we have here is a full width, and this is another bonus. This is a full width image, or a banner is what it is called. So it can be called the hero image. And if this image was in another section and it was full width, it would be called a full width image because it takes up the full width of this screen. So those are some bonuses, but this is the hero section, AKA the hero image. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes so I don't forget. But in the hero section, in the hero image, we're going to have a call to action button. There should always be some sort of call to action button that drives users to take action. It drives them somewhere on your website. Usually it's going to be the shop page. So in my case, I have created a button that says shop skincare. So when you click on that button, it's going to take you to the product pages or the collection page, however you want to set up your website. It'll take you to that particular page. The overlay text is another bonus, but this is called overlay text. And the overlay text is a header 1. So there are heading styles on a website. There is heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4. You can have as many headings as you want, but there's hierarchy to them. So there is structure. So for this particular section, the hero image and this overlay text, we have a heading 1. It is the heading of this particular section. So when we scroll, you'll see that the header, the main navigation header, is actually moving with the rest of the site. And then it changes to this black, which is a really nifty thing that I included that's also code. But when you scroll up, it changes to white because of contrast. But this sticky navigation header is called a sticky scroll. It's called sticky header. So with a sticky header, it scrolls, meaning it sticks, like it doesn't go anywhere, it moves, as opposed to it not moving down the website with you. So this is called a sticky header, where it just moves up and down your website. And there are settings that you can set up where it only moves when you're scrolling up, or doesn't move at all, etc. So let me just check off. Okay, cool. So I don't know if I set up try. No, I didn't. But typically websites will also set up drop-down menus, which means if you hover over the items, the links in the header, in the main navigation, they will be drop down. So if I, for instance, Get the Glow is going to lead folks to the shop page. That is how I set it up. But right now, I didn't build this website out. But if you were to hover over this link, it'll start to show like skincare, body care, makeup, fragrance. Like you can have as many sub navigation items as you want, but it's called a drop down menu when you have that sort of setting and that sort of layout on your website. So in this case, I did not build that out, so you can't see what that looks like. But just imagine shopping on your favorite website and you would see when you hover over a certain link, they have more options for you to explore and subcategories for you to explore. And that's going to be called a drop down menu. Okay. So as you scroll down this particular website, you're going to get to a section right here that folks call the subhead. In my case, I designed this to be the brand promise. So that is another section that this, like immediately after the hero image or the hero section, you can have a brand promise or a subhead. So I talk more about the 5 main sections that you definitely want to have on your website. That's in another video. I will also do well to link that in this video. But this section is called the brand promise section, aka the subhead. So that is that. And again, I go into more details about what the brand promise or brand commitment section is in another video, and I will link it here. Now, I think I did mention this a little earlier, but this is also called above the fold, which means that anything that is naturally cut off from the top of a home page is going to be called above the fold. So the hero section is also above the fold in this instance because it's cut off. You cannot see what is underneath the hero section. You cannot see what is in or underneath the hero image. And so this section is also called above the fold. So we did talk a little bit about heading styles. Plant Powered Glow is another heading style, but this is heading number 2. So header 2 or H2 is what folks will call it. Give It a Glow is called H1 in this particular section. This is the H1. Plant Powered Glow is the H2. This brand promise section would be called subhead. Now, if I added more copy on to this particular section, under the H1, you would have either body text or maybe it would be an H2, another header that would be a little smaller in font size compared to the heading 1. I hope you all are keeping up with me, but that is just what heading styles are. So plant powered go and the harvests here are going to be H2s in this particular section. I don't have any H3s, but this our glowy solution. So the text that falls under this H2 is called body copy. It's called body text, body copy, or content. So anything that is written, words, paragraphs, sentences, that's going to be called content, along with body text or heading H1, H2. So let us move on to the offers and process section, which is also this particular section. So plant powered glow and the harvest is here is part of the process that you want to have on your website. Again, I talk more in detail about what the 5 sections are. Offers and promise is another section. This particular section that we're looking at right now with this pink background is part of the offers process section. And as you scroll down, you will also see more offers. So this is the pink background is more about the process of glory to glory. The more about sort of like how the products are produced. And then you actually have the product on display in this section. So aside from that, we also have this scrolling text. This is called a marquee. This is called a marquee. And in a marquee, you can have taglines. So in the case of Glory to Glory, the tagline is get your glow on, because this is a skincare brand. It's all about using products that are going to get you a glow. So the tagline, tagline is sort of terms, words that you can use to sort of like capture the essence of your brand in a really concise and catchy way. And so the tagline that I came up with for this brand is get your glow on. So the tagline is scrolling through a marquee. The marquee is this scrolling text with a green background. Then you have, again, so this is the offer. So I kind of like split the process and the offer section with a marquee. So the marquee is in the center, and then you have the offers, which is basically a showcase of your collection. So in particular section, it's more of a visual menu that, again, will just give shoppers, potential customers, a glimpse into what you're selling. And again, I have a CTA button, a call to action button here, view the collection. So the expectation is that when folks click on this particular button, the experience will be that they would be led to a collection page or a product page. Another feature on or in this particular section is what is called a carousel or a slider. So the idea behind carousels or sliders, similar to social media, is that when you click on a button or you take your finger and you swipe, you're going to be able to see additional content. So in this case, when you click on the button here, it's going to show you more of the collection. Again, this is called a carousel or a slider. So when you are building out your website and you're giving feedback direction to your designer, you want to tell them, hey, I want to have a slider feature on my website to showcase my product. So that's how you would use that language. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is sort of the idea of social proof. That is another terminology that web designers often use, is social proof. So social proof can be one of two things. It can be either testimonials or it can be social media, like your Instagram feed on your website. So you would have to be more specific about what type of social proof that you want on your website. In the case of Glory to Glory, I included testimonials. So again, this is another sort of carousel slider feature, but only with buttons. So you would have to click on these buttons in order for the slides to be activated. So each button you click on, it will switch to another slide for folks to read more testimonials about the products at Glory to Glory. So, and this is also called a testimonial section. So this is where you want to sort of have or showcase product reviews. Maybe you have press mentions. And so you would sort of have your designer build out a section for testimonials. Again, I have another marquee that is sort of going, not sort of, but it is sliding through moving text. Another sort of tagline that I came up with for the brand: skincare for the God dependent. So you can learn, again, you can learn more about Glory to Glory in another video that I created that just goes into the inspiration and the design concept in depth. So we covered content is text. So that should be very clear by now. Content, again, you want, when a web designer asks for content, you want to have all the copy for your website. Images is like a separate thing. Images is images, or images are images, but content is typically going to be words, like the copy that goes on your website. So if you want marquees on your website, be sure to have the content for the marquees, aka the taglines or any information that you want to go on there. It doesn't have to be a tagline. It can be shipping information, get free shipping, or get 10% off when you subscribe to our newsletter. Whatever it is, you can definitely add it to a marquee. You can even add images to a marquee as well. So it just depends on what your expectations are and what you request and desire for your website. So this is a fun section that I put together. There's not really much to explain here, but again, there's body text, aka body copy. There's image, there's content. So there's a lot of words that you can use that you know now for your designer to build this particular section. Now, this is the blog section. And so for blogs, the terms that you definitely want to be able and be familiar with, or be able to use and be familiar with, is thumbnails. So the images that you see here are called thumbnails. The idea is that when you click on them, they will take you to the actual blog article. That is why they're called thumbnails. I don't know why they're called thumbnails, but that is the idea behind a thumbnail. So essentially, blog posts that have images that you can click on, that are clickable, and that take you to the actual article. And then you have, of course, links here. So CTA links, call to action links. These are different from buttons because buttons are buttons and links are links. So these are called CTA links, call to action, because they're, again, telling the user what to do. Read more. And so when you click on this link, it'll take you to the actual article. So it's important to have CTAs across your website because you're telling folks what you want them to do. And at the end of your website should be the footer. Every website should have a footer. This is the footer area. And in the footer, typically you're going to see a subscription box. So where this email box is what is called the subscription box. And a subscription box is going to take you to your newsletter. So that is what you want to have in your subscription box. It's also going to have quick links. So maybe you have store policy links. Maybe, again, you want to sort of reiterate contact or about information. And so you'll have those quick links throughout or scattered somewhere on your footer area. Social media is another thing that you can add to your footer area. And so here I have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And so again, you click on these links and it takes you to each applicable website. You can also have location information. So if you wanted to have maybe store hours or where you're located, you can have that information in the footer area. I personally like a clean footer, not a whole bunch of links, but there are some stores that do have a lot of information that they need to get to their customers. And the footer area is like the best place to put it. So maybe FAQs, again, store policies, return information, how that works can typically go at the bottom of your website, which is called the footer area. And that is about it. So if you all have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. If there are particular sections that you want to learn more about that you didn't see here, I mean, there's so many different ones that I can go into, but I didn't build them on this website. But just feel free to reach out and leave a comment. Thank you all for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel, like this content because it does help tremendously, and follow us on social media. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're also on LinkedIn. So be sure to follow us on all platforms at HB Lighthouse. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.